Hi Aslam class, welcome to your English lesson today, which is the 1st of February 2021. I'm inside at the minute because the rain is very hard outside, and it's probably useful today if I'm using my handy little camera that you can just see here in the top of my screen. It's going to help with the English work for today. So let's just recap what we did last week. We were looking at the features of a non-chronological text. We were looking at a text that was about Boudica. And what you done last week, you read the text, you understood the content, you were looking at the features that you would need to include, and you did a box up of the features that you would see in a non-chronological text in your box up. Today we are moving on because on Friday you had the pleasure of seeing Mrs. Van Huffel interview Mrs. Bowen about many things. And it was very interesting. We found out lots of information. We now need to use that information in today's lesson to help us box up our new non-chronological report. Okay, so I'm now going to share my screen with you so you can just see the PowerPoint slides. So let's have a look. Let's go through the information that we created in the last lesson so that we can see what information was said. Now I'm going to make the screen bigger for you so you can actually see what was written. So there we are. So her first interests, okay. When she went to secondary school, she got very interested in computing. Parents always told her to be, her parents always told her to be the best that she could be. Her father was into computers and she decided to be like him. She went to university and got a degree in business computer systems. She worked in an office and didn't like it. She wanted to make a difference and help people. Her early life, she grew up in Langley. She went to a Holy Family in Langley, which is a primary school, and then she went to St. Joseph's Secondary School, which is in Wexham. She had a very strict head teacher who always wanted them to learn and do their very best. On becoming a teacher, she went back and trained to be a teacher after getting her degree in computer business science system. She thought that if she didn't like teaching, she could always have a backup plan and write programs to help children with their learning. Sometimes work was very hard, and her mum helped her quite a bit with that and helped her to build resilience and be more committed to her work. Mr. Brown was a teacher who inspired Miss Bowen. That helped her with trigonometry and helped her pass her work in college, and they both helped her to be a good, caring person. She had lots of teachers through college that helped support her, including her old head teacher, Mrs. Coffey. Sorry, just correcting a spelling mistake there. Right, being a head teacher. If you are a teacher, you can become a head teacher. It's always about having dreams and moving forward. And this started as a teacher in year 4. She then, Mrs. Coffey helped her and she went to year 2. And then she headed up Key Stage 1 and then the lead year in 5 and 6 in Key Stage 2. She did lots of extra courses that supported children and how they best learned. She's now got over 20 years experience. She saw an advert for a brand new school and she bravely applied, and now she's their head teacher. Things that she likes to do for fun. She likes watching TV with her family, relaxing in her living room, going out for dinner with her friends, and she can actually roller skate. And her special skills, she's capable of talking a lot about helping other teachers and being confident to talk about her skills with others. So lots of information there about Mrs. Bowen. Now, what we are going to be doing today, we are going to be doing our box up of our information with Mrs. Bowen. And you're going to need your text map that you did the other day. So you can do this work next to it in the table, or you can make yourself a new table, and I'm going to model for you some parts of the new box up for you to then add more to it. So you can see here in our box up, we need to have a rhetorical question. What kind of rhetorical question do you think could have in our innovation. Now, let's say our innovation is, we're finding out about Mrs. Bowen, aren't we? So we could write, let's see if this works. Yes, here we are. So we can write a rhetorical question, okay? So rhetorical question. We're introducing Miss Bowen as well. So my rhetorical question might be, have you ever wondered about the life of your head teacher? Okay, you're then going to introduce what you're doing, read on to find out about Mrs. Bowen, the head teacher at Langley Academy Primary School. Okay, so there is my first thing. I'm now going to look at paragraph 1. So let's have a look back at the text map, the box up we did the other day. Here we're doing more detail about the subject of the chronological poem, who she was, where she lived, what she did, and things like that. So let's go back here. So who is Miss Bowen? Okay, well, we can start here, can't we? Miss Bowen grew up in Langley. She went to the Holy Family in things. So we can say, who is Mrs. Bowen? And that is my subheading, okay? And that's my subheading. Oh, you can't see that. So there you can see I've put my subheading, who is Miss Bowen? I could put that there if I wanted to, just to give me a little bit more space. Let's go back to the screen share and let's find out a little bit more about what we can put in about Mrs. Bowen. So Mrs. Bowen, we know she grew up in Langley. Okay. We know she went as a primary school that she attended was Holy Family. And then she went to St. Joseph's in High Wycombe, in Wexham, sorry. And she had a very strict head teacher who always wanted to do their best. So we may want to add that in, strict head teacher. Is there anything else that we could put in that tells us about Miss Bowen and who she is? We could maybe look at, well, I think that would do, won't it? The early life, okay? We could put in this paragraph, she is very interested in computing, computers, and you know, her father inspired her in that sense, as he liked computers as well. Okay, so I'm going to share my box up with you now, so you can now see. Okay, so I've got my subheading. I've got a bit of information about Miss Bowen, about who she was. Okay, and then what we do, we go back to our box up, and we're now going down into our sort of next paragraph. Okay. Now, in this paragraph, in our box up with Boudica, we talked about what she looked like and described the type of person that she was. So let's have a look. Now, we could go and describe Mrs. Bowen and describe how she looks, you know, the colour of her hair and the colour of her eyes and things like that. However, why don't we try to find more about the person that she is? Okay, so let's have a look here. We know that Mrs. Bowen is caring because she wants to make a difference and help people. We need to think of a subheading for this. Her personality, maybe. So we look at her personality. We then go down to maybe she sometimes found work very hard, but she built up resilience. So she's a resilient person. Resilience means you never give up. So resilience, she never gave up. We could then talk about things like people who inspired her as well. Oh, here we go. They say, and they both helped her to be a good, caring person. So Mr. Brown, okay, Mr. Brown helped her become a caring person. And we also know Miss Bowen likes to do some fun things. So the fun things she can do, her personality, we know that she's fun because she can roller skate. And she likes to spend time with her family. With her family. So I'm going over into the next one there quickly. Let's stop the share so you can now see my box up and how I'm getting on with it. Okay, so there we are. I'm now going to go down to paragraph 3. So let's go back to the PowerPoint. And we can see here in paragraph 3, we're now thinking topic sentence that links to subsequent sentences. What I'm going to do here is look at our thing and look at the headings that we haven't quite looked at. Teaching is quite a big thing in Mrs. Bowen's life. So for my next subheading, I'm going to put becoming a teacher. And of course, within all of these ideas, you're going to be putting like relative clauses and conjunctions and things like that. So becoming a teacher, she wanted to help children. She had a backup plan to create programs for learning. Of course, it'll take a little bit more time than me. I'm really rushing through this. And she knows that work was sometimes hard. She then became a head teacher. We know that she's very ambitious. Maybe we could add that in here because to become a head teacher, you have to be ambitious. So she started in year 4. She then went to year 2 and then became Key Stage 1 lead and then Key Stage 2 lead. and then applied for an advert and got the job. She's got 20 years experience. That's a lot more than me. And her favorite thing about being head teacher is the school family, and she's got a community that she can build up upon. So now we go and have a look at our conclusion. And the conclusion are some fun facts, some quick, interesting bits, and short information that we can pick up. So we've already put down that she can roller skate. How about she can talk a lot? That's a fun fact. She can talk a lot. She helps all the teachers. And she's very confident. Okay, so they would be, so if I go back to stop sharing my screen, that would be my kind of box up, and you can see there, that's what I've done. Okay, you can pause the screen now if you would like to use some of my ideas. Sorry that it's gone a bit out of focus. I've now dropped my stand. So I'm going to go down and just scan the page, okay? So here we have my introduction. Here we have my paragraph 1, leading on to paragraph 2, paragraph 3, and then my conclusion. Now the vocabulary I'm going to leave out because that is what I want you guys to do. I want you guys to have a go at putting in your own vocabulary for this innovation. So your tasks for today: complete the box up with the information that we have about Mrs. Bowen. You can obviously pause this slide here. If I zoom out for you, so you can just see a little bit more detail. I know that might be difficult to see on your screens. There's all the information about Mrs. Bowen. What I'll do is I'll put that onto a file on Teams as well, so you can see it as a Word document. So that's something that I will do for you. Once you've done your box up, draw a picture of Miss Bowen that you can be included in your non-chronological report. And then for your final challenge, make a checklist so that when you're writing your non-chronological report, you've got something to go on. Rightio, guys. See you in the next video. Have a good day. See you later. Bye-bye.